Hey guys, so this is Isabella Stead commentating this game. We have Victorian elite women versus the Central New Zealand elite women team. Sorry for a bit of a late start there, we're just sorting out our tech games and all that. So it looks like we have pretty strong drive up the wall from New Zealand there, looking to just drive and curl is what their game strategy is looking like from here. And we've got a ref call. Stick infringement against white. So that will be against Victoria. Looks like a very strong free puck they've taken there. But I think we have another ref call. And that will be a goal. Number 7. So the goal for number 7 for Central. That would... Never mind. Number 2, not 7. That would be... number 2. That would be Leah from the Central New Zealand team. That goal goes to. And they've started again, strong off the strike for New Zealand. Very quick strike. They've taken their drive up the far wall. So we're not seeing a lot from here, but another very strong drive to that goal tray. But I think Vic has cleared it to the corner. And I think we have another ref call. That would be gloving against black, so against the Central team. And New Zealand seems to have gotten a breakaway on there, driving it still on the far wall. Working very hard to try and push it back away from their goal tray. New Zealand seems to have a break down the middle. Nice flick, whoever that was. Lovely goal, that was lovely. And that is a goal for... Number 3 on the New Zealand team, that would be Natalie Groot from the New Zealand team. And the strike. Another very strong strike from New Zealand, just pushing straight through that Victorian team. But it's just... And New Zealand's... And a lovely push-pull from New Zealand. Bring it towards that centre of the pool where Vic would not like it in front of their goal tray. So they're trying very hard to push it to a wall. And New Zealand's taking it back, trying to push it to the centre of the pool, into the goal tray. And I think that is a goal. Yep, another goal for the Central New Zealand team. New Zealand number 13. That would be Chantal Rosnan.
Previous one's 119. Yep.
And I believe white timeout, so Victoria is calling a timeout. Their coach would be giving them a lot of inspirational words, I'm sure, on even though New Zealand's got a pretty early lead, that there's still lots of game time left for Victoria to recover from this. And they're off the strike again. Still very quick strike. These New Zealand strikes are very quick. Down centre. Pull, lovely flick. Yep. New Zealand are looking very strong up this wall, but trying to push it to the centre. Oh, lovely curl. Vic is really looking to gain possession. Oh, and look like New Zealand have a runaway to the centre of the goal tray. This is not looking good for Vic. This is not where they want it. Oh, and it's back out to the centre. I can't really see. And lovely push to the wall from Vic, but curl from New Zealand back to the centre. New Zealand are really trying to push it to the centre of this pull straight into the goal tray. Vic working very hard to keep it on the walls and in their possession. And that looks like a ref call. Stick infringement against Victoria. So New Zealand will have free puck pretty much in front of the Victorian goal tray. So Victoria's going to work very hard to push this to the walls. And strong push from New Zealand to the centre goal tray. But lovely clearance from that Victorian. I think it's a back. Can't see a lot. They're just hanging out in between the cameras. That looks like another call. So it's a stick infringement against the central team. So Vic will really look to use this free puck to get some ground on that New Zealand team. Very strong on the wall. They are looking though. Very strong push from New Zealand back towards the Victorian goal tray. And New Zealand's really looking to push it to the middle of the court. That really seems to be their game plan here. They're looking very strong, but Vic, I think, has managed to push. Oh, nope, they're back. Nope, Vic has cleared it to the corner on the far wall. So looking like a very tough job for these Victorian defenders. And we have a call from the refs. So gloving against blacks. That'd be gloving against the New Zealand team. Very quick on that free puck Victoria was, and looks like they've got quick turnaround from New Zealand. We've got another call. We've got an illegal stop against black, so illegal stop against New Zealand. This is Victoria is really looking to take advantage of these free pucks and really get a push up the wall, get the scoreline a bit closer. It looks like they've managed to get that push up the wall. New Zealand shutting it down quite well. We have another call. Obstruction against black, I believe. Yep, obstruction against black, so against New Zealand. It's just getting closer and closer to this New Zealand goal tray, so VIC will really be liking these free pucks. They're just getting closer and closer, but New Zealand's doing a fantastic job of defending these, taking it down the middle. Really, VIC is really trying to capsize this wall just to because New Zealand really wants it in the centre, so VIC's really just trying to mess with their gameplay and really take it up the walls. Lovely flick from whoever that was. And that looks like a breakaway from New Zealand, and I think the Victorian backs are just not there. So it's going to be another goal for the New Zealand team. It's going to be New Zealand 4. That's going to be Zoe Houston. Lovely breakaway. A lovely flick. Looks like the black team has called a timeout. Unsure what their coach would have to say to them. This is looking like a very strong game for New Zealand. Could very much just to be a breather and just really focus on playing that clean hockey, as they've had a couple free pucks against them, pushing towards their goal tray. So I think really just to take this time out, take a breather and just really focus on clean hockey. And that's the end of the timeout, so back into the strike. New Zealand looking very strong on these strikes like they have all game. And trying really hard just to go straight down the middle of Victoria. They're pushing it to that far wall, but New Zealand's really just trying to go straight down the middle, which is very unusual play. Oh, and I think that is a goal. Another goal. So whatever that timeout was about was a very smart idea, because New Zealand have come out strong. So that'd be number 9 for New Zealand, that goal was. And that would be Claire George. Never mind, not Claire George. That would be number 8 for New Zealand, Josie Hunt. Their strikes are off again. Victoria really be working hard to keep that scoreline down for this last 2 minutes of this half. Working very hard, lots of bodies on the ground. Vic's really just trying to keep it on this wall. But New Zealand's really just trying to bring it out to the centre of the court and just straight down the middle. But very strong from that Victorian player, straight to the New Zealand, up the wall, very strong swim. But Victoria players were not there to support her. New Zealand seems to have that breakaway again, down the far wall. There's just not that support for those Victorians up the wall. There, lots of solo effort, and New Zealand looks like a switch down to our sorry. Oh, that looks, yep. Victoria's really just trying to keep it locked on this wall. I wouldn't. Looks like we have another ref call. Legal stop against White, so against Victoria. Victoria will really just be trying hard to lock this free puck down to the walls and not letting New Zealand take it down the middle like they seem to do. Right in between our cameras, so I'm not seeing a lot. Just really locking it on this wall. And that's half time. So going into half time, we have the Central New Zealand team on 5 to the Victorian team 0. So I'm going to attempt to give you a team list, and my apologies in advance for how badly I butcher some of these names. I'm not great with names. Okay, so I am, thinking, just going to give some of these first names because these last names are looking pretty difficult. So from the Victorian team, we have number 15, Astrid, number 7, Belinda Keeley, number 5, Danny Gibson, number 3, Emma Lamar, number 11, Caitlin, who's the vice captain, number 13, Kristen Reed, number 12, Lacey Phillips, number 8, Merrin Quilford, number 2, Neve Risley, number 4, Nina Barry, number 10, Romy Kemple, and number 1, Tanya Hansen. Apologies for my butchering of those last names, but the ones that I did attempt anyway. And then for the New Zealand Central team, we have number 10, Abby Harris, number 13, Chantal Brosnan, number 9, Claire George, number 5, Eloise Sharp, number 8, Josie Hunt, who's the vice captain, number 7, we have Caitlin Tucker, number 6, we have Catherine Davies, number 2, we have Leah, number 3, we have Natalie Groot, number 4, we have Zoe Houston. Again, sorry for those last names I've butchered. Got 30 seconds left in this half time. Vic will hopefully come out strong, trying to get that scoreline a bit more even to really stay in this game and keep it a fun game. And the strikes are off for the start of the second half. New Zealand look coming out firing on that strike as they have all game. And they're taking it to that far wall in the corner. Vic really pushing to that, keep them on the wall, while New Zealand's really just trying to take it into the centre of the court. But Vic seems to have done well with their defence, pushing it to the wall. New Zealand seems really just pushing into that centre of the court. Very tough job for these Victorian defenders with how quick these New Zealanders are and how impressive their flicks are looking. But Victoria seems to have just put it back on that far wall That looks like a call from the refs. And the refs are actually going to take a time out. This could be a number of things. Could be possibly a player kicked out, or it could be a possible penalty goal that they're going to give. It looks like they're just going to do an equal puck. So this is just going to be the puck in between the two strikes, and as soon as the buzzer goes, they will basically fight for it. And New Zealand looks like they got the advantage on that, pushing straight through Victoria. New Zealand looking very strong. But Victoria seems to have cleared that back wall. Oh, no, it's still in the middle. Really. And that Vic back is really pushing hard, but it's very on the goal track. Can't particularly see. It looks like it is a no goal. It is gloving. No, stick infringement against New Zealand. That's a no goal. So this will be Vic's free puck. Oh, nope, never mind. Refs have changed their mind. It's going to be an equal puck in front of this Victorian goal. So Victoria will be working very hard just to push it to the walls. As we know, New Zealand really likes to just drive it straight through the middle. Looks like New Zealand have really just put it back onto that Victorian back wall near their tray, and I believe that is a goal for New Zealand again. That takes us up to 6-0. And that goal is for the New Zealand team number 2. That would be Leah, their captain. Looks like Victoria is having a chat to one of the refs, and the refs are going to go into a timeout. So obviously the Victorian players have brought up a good call or something that's happened during the game, and the refs are going to discuss it now. Looks like the refs have decided that there's going to be no call made there, and we're just going to go straight back into the strike. Victoria's really going to be trying to work hard for this, but New Zealand's just too quick on that strike. Again, they're just trying to push it straight down the middle of Victoria. Victoria really trying to just keep it on that middle wall, but New Zealand's looking very quick and lots of numbers on the ground, which is always helpful in their forward line. And they're just, again, really just pushing it into the... I think Victoria's got a clear. That was a... Oh, no, there's going to be a ref call. It's going to be obstruction against Victoria. So this is going to be another free puck for New Zealand in front of the Victorian goal tray. So Victoria's going to be working really hard just to keep it out of this goal tray and pushing it to the walls. Just looking very... Oh, and I think New Zealand's got that. Yes. It's going to be a goal, another goal for New Zealand. Number 4. So that's going to be a goal for Zoe Houston for New Zealand. That which takes our score up to 7 for New Zealand, 0 for Victoria. the scoreline this far, Victoria's really just going to be working hard to keep their heads up and keep this game as fair as it can be, and just like really working hard not to let New Zealand get much further ahead of this scoreline. And working very hard. Got that lovely double team from both sides on that Victorian player, but she's managed to escape it. These Victorian backs really pushing, but New Zealand, there's going to be a ref call against New Zealand for obstruction. So Victoria's really going to want to use this just to push up on New Zealand's goal train, really hope just to get a score on the board. Lovely free puck from that Victorian team straight into, but New Zealand's managed to push it on the wall, but Victoria's working very hard to keep it down their scoring end. New Zealand's managed to just push it into the middle of the court like they have all game, really pushing it. Their teamwork is looking lovely, and that double team onto the goal train. Not much that Victorian defender could do with that double team into the goal trace. That's going to be another goal for New Zealand. Number 4. So that's going to be goal for New Zealand, number 4. Zoe Houston again, which takes our score up to 8-0. And their strike is off again. Victoria's looking pretty strong. It's looking like a pretty even strike this time, which is a bit of a change up, as New Zealand's been looking very strong off these strikes and seems to just be pushing back to the far wall. Can't see a lot from that back wall, but New Zealand's going to keep doing what they've done this whole game. They're really going to just try and push it into the centre of the court, which I think they have started doing, really just pushing into that goal train. And that's another goal for New Zealand, I believe. Oh, that is going to be a no goal. It's going to be That's going to be a no goal for New Zealand for a dangerous flick, and number 2 is actually going to be sent out for 2 minutes for that dangerous flick. So that's going to be their captain Leah sent out for 2 minutes, and Victoria seems to call a timeout. So I believe Victoria's coach will be really encouraging them to use this 5-on-6 2 minutes to really get on that scoreboard and really just push up on New Zealand in this 2 minutes where New Zealand is down to 5 players. So that is in a timeout. And Victoria, looks like New Zealand has actually got a breakaway from this Victorian free puck and really just pushing it to the centre of the goal tray. And that looks going to be another goal, I believe, for New Zealand. Yeah, that's another goal. That's going to be another goal for Zoe Houston. So that's number 4, Zoe Houston for New Zealand. So opposite to what you can see on the screen, that New Zealand player sent out is not Neve Risley. That is a Victorian player. So they've obviously, whoever is on scoring has put it as a Victorian being sent out, but it was the New Zealand player. And New Zealand are looking very rough on this wall. I believe that would have to be against... Oh no, it looks like it's actually against Victoria. So that's going to be, I believe, illegal use of free arm against Victoria. So I believe New Zealand's really just going to be trying to push this into the centre of the court, looking for another goal, which they probably do not need. But yeah, no, they are just keeping it. Never mind, they are doing exactly what I thought and really just trying to push it into this centre of the court, into the centre of the tray. And I believe they have... Nope, Victoria has managed to defend that, but New Zealand has ripped it off them. Very hard jobs for these Victorian defenders with how skilled these New Zealand players are looking in the centre of this goal tray and the centre of the court. And New Zealand managed to bring it back out to the centre. Good, lovely flicks to each other. They're really... The teamwork here from New Zealand's looking pretty tough to defend. But I think Victoria has managed to keep it out of the goal tray, but New Zealand has found a break, and I believe that is going to be actually a no-goal. Stick infringement. So this is going to be a Victorian free puck. They're really going to be in front of their goal tray, so Victoria's going to try really hard, I think, to push it to those walls, so New Zealand does not just get through them into the goal tray. So Victoria has taken it, and as I thought, straight to that far wall, really trying not to let New Zealand push through them into the goal tray. It looks like we have another ref call. And it's going to be stick infringement against Black, so against New Zealand. So it's another Victorian free puck. So New Zealand's really trying to bring it off that far wall into the goal tray, and they seem to be doing a very good job of it, but that Victorian backline's rotating fantastically through that, and they're really just trying to push it into that corner away from the centre of the tray where it seems New Zealand likes to score from. New Zealand's managed to bring it back through that middle, and the Victorian defenders are really just trying to push it out, keep it off their goal tray. But they're still working real hard, but I think we have a call, and I believe that's going to be a goal for New Zealand. It's going to be a goal for number 2, who is Leah, their captain. It's a goal for her. So if these... So Black is going into a timeout. So New Zealand's going in for a timeout. Victoria... I think this would actually benefit Victoria a lot more for their coach to give them a chance to talk to them. Really just trying to keep their heads up and keep real defensive for this last 2 minutes of the game. So Victoria's going to just try really hard just to keep New Zealand off that scoreboard anymore for this last 2 minutes. And best case scenario, maybe get on there themselves, but with a scoreline this blown out, it's pretty hard to just keep your heads up and just really keep that intense gameplay. And it's the end of timeout, so the strikes are off. New Zealand really just taking it to that far wall really fast off the strike. Lovely flick from that number 7 New Zealand player. Victoria's really just looking to keep possession of this puck and not let New Zealand drive it back into the centre of the court like they have all game. So that's going to be a ref call. It's going to be a call for obstruction against New Zealand. So Victoria's really just going to try and push it up that wall, really prevent New Zealand from taking it out to the centre like they like to do. Yeah, Victoria's really fighting hard on this wall just to not let those New Zealand players get possession of the puck and let them do what they want to. Yeah, Victoria's really just keeping possession of the puck, but I think New Zealand has managed to get, and as they like to do, but there is going to be a ref call, and it's going to be for obstruction against New Zealand. So it's going to be a Victorian free puck. I believe Victoria will just be trying really hard to keep it on that wall, as it's not looking good for them scoring wise. They're really just going to be trying to keep possession on the wall or bring it out the centre, which looks like a switch from New Zealand, bringing it down that far wall, trying to break it down the centre. For this last 30 seconds, Victoria's going to work real hard just to keep it down. Looks like, and looks like, New Zealand working really hard, just trying to get this one final goal in this 10 seconds. Victorian defenders are going to have to work really hard, and they're trying to bring it out that centre. But I think they're out of time, because that will be time for this Victorian Elite Women game versus Central New Zealand Elite Women game. So that's 10-0 to Victoria. Isabella signing off.